welcome to NTR Radio. I'm Tom Forrest Anubis.
I'm K-Gods.
And I'm VZ Mark II.
It's been a while.
Hey, yes, it has.
It's been a whole year.
Haha. That's bad.
So how long have you been waiting on that joke? Uh-oh.
I can top that. Okay, so I didn't run in 2016. I just didn't do it. I didn't run in 2017. I didn't run in 2018. I didn't run in 2019, and I didn't run last year. This is what you would call an on-running joke.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I know. I heard that like sometime earlier, like last month, and I was like, that's so bad.
Okay.
I can feel your blood just like boiling in sort of like LCL fashion of some kind of like what the fuck? It's a terrible joke.
I'm gonna have to cleanse my palate by telling people how they can get into the chat. So if you're listening live, you can hit up the chat window. Here's how you do that. You go to ntrradio.net, you click the live chat link. That'll bring you to the page where you put in your nickname, hit the button, and join us in the IRC channel. Alternatively, you can take your favorite IRC client, point it at irc.ryzen.net, and join us in the # hash SLC media channel. In addition, you can get at us on Twitter at TAnubis, at VZMK2, at NTR_radio, and as always, the email address to get involved with the show is ntrradio@gmail.com. So that was the holiday.
And by get involved with the show, we're not talking about like sexual favors or weird stuff like that.
No.
No. So, anyway. It was pretty uneventful. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but my state's in lockdown mode.
I don't even really know anymore.
Neither do I.
Like, there's not a lot of coming and going right now. Except for essentials. It's kind of weird, really. If I sound a little bit off, it's because my allergies are killing me. Tis the season, you know?
Yep.
So it's been a little bit since last time. Obviously, we had Christmas and New Year's,
yes.
or Festivus or whatever you're doing. I wonder how many of our listeners even get that reference.
Yeah, that's a throwback.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, do people does our demographic even know about Seinfeld jokes?
The only reason I know about Seinfeld jokes is because I used to watch Seinfeld with my parents.
We seriously need that bass line. Anyway, so how's everybody doing?
All right.
Pretty good.
I could be better.
Busy. Very busy.
Yeah, it has been hectic to some extent, despite there not being a whole lot of activity outside.
Well, I'm one of those people. I'm always doing projects.
Same.
If you notice.
Yeah, I have a few kind of under my belt right now too. That
I got a big announcement at the end of the show. Foreshadowing.
Oh, woo, cool. Can we get like a drum roll or something?
I don't have the drum roll dropping.
Maybe we could just sort of somehow sync it up with that Chappelle Show skit, or where he's the fisticuffs thing. Where it's like I said drum, I said drop it, not drum roll.
Anyone watching anything?
I'm almost finished with Strike Witches. I sort of was playing catch up the last day or two.
Yeah, I think I'm still like 2 episodes away.
Yeah, I haven't actually finished it yet. I'm a couple out, but between now and the next episode, I'll have it finished, of course.
Yeah, the holiday season's been fucking busy for me. I will tell you, however, that Sentai Filmworks just wrapped up a big sale, and I dropped like $100-something.
Ooh. That's something else we should mention. Any kind of loot that anybody wants to share?
I can tell you what I got coming in.
Oh, yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah, sure.
I ordered... So few of these are me upgrading parts of my collection. So like currently I have Photokano on DVD. That's unacceptable, so I'm getting the Blu-ray.
Nice. Yeah.
Girls and Ponzu and the Girls and Ponzu OVAs. I have those on DVD. I'm getting those on Blu-ray.
Always a good upgrade decision.
Also picking up the Shirobako Complete Collection.
Okay.
As well as the Hidamari Sketch Picture Perfect Collection.
Oh, nice. Sorry.
So yeah, that's all on its way.
Yeah, that's everything. That's everything Hidamari except the last two OVA episodes. Those were never released here. Otherwise, that's everything.
All right. Is that the extent, or you got more?
That's about the extent. I went out yesterday to the retro game store and they had a copy of Virtual On for the Dreamcast, so I picked that up. That's the second copy I own. The second one in English. The third one overall, because one's Japanese.
Okay.
So I'll probably give that away or sell it at some point.
All right. I didn't get a whole lot. I'll just flat out say, and some things are sort of in transit. But all right. I got Gundam 00 both seasons.
Excellent. Halfway excellent, because the second
Blu-ray.
season is due to.
What can I say? I feel dirty not only getting the first one.
I wouldn't. But then again, like if I get Gundam 00, it's gonna be that collection, so I'm gonna get it. And it's like how I own like the complete Gunslinger Girl, but I only watch half of it because that's the only good half.
I don't know if I would compare those two. I mean, even if you don't like season 2 of Gundam 00, it's probably still considerably better than that.
I don't know, man.
Anyway, I got that. Let's see here. I've got some music stuff kind of in transit. Nobody will probably care about that, but if somebody wants to hit me up on that, I'll explain it. Anyway, got actually some more clothes, which was a necessity at this point because I've actually had to get rid of some over the last season because they're got holes in them and shit, and I'm just like, okay, these things have got to go now. I'm not sure if you guys are like me, but like I can't stand having holes in my shirts. Bothers the hell out of me.
Sleepy while sleeping. Nah, yeah, you're right.
Anything like only time I'll don't care is if I'm working on something like I'm painting or anything like that. Where I'm out and I'm just gonna get dirty or fucked up or whatever.
Yeah.
Then I don't care. But like just for regular dressing, I can't stand it. I had to retire the oldest shirt in my collection. It's literally almost 20 years old. And I sadly, it's finally got holes in it. Now that one I'm not going to throw away. I'm actually going to keep that. I'm not going to wear it anymore. It's just going to be like a piece,
It's sentimental.
Exactly.
If it's nice, put it in a frame, like unironically.
No. It's one of those things where it's one of those. It's got that fade to it to where people would actually pay for it to have it that pre on it, which is really fucking stupid. You know how when pants did that, like where that was a fad where pants they looked like they were pre-washed and they were ripped open and shit.
That's my thing is I can't 100% hate on that because if people want to be dumb and loose with their money, that's their who am I to hate on people being dumb and loose with their own money? So it's only when they're loose with my money.
I don't hate the people who came up with it. And here's why. Because they were smart enough to realize, hey, there's idiots out there that will pay like 3 figures for pants that you can buy for like $10 and wear for like a month and they'll look like that anyway.
Sucker born every minute.
Yeah, P.T. Barnum, eat your heart out. Anyway, so I got some new digs, as you would say. Anyway, one thing about that is, and again, this has probably been brought up a million times, but I'm going to bring it up again because it's just being reinforced. When you get clothes and you actually need them, there's this weird kind of thing where you have flashbacks to your childhood where you got clothes instead of other stuff, and you were kind of like
you were pissed.
You grumbled about it, like, yeah, obligatory clothes, and now it's like, fuck, I actually need these.
Yeah.
It's like that's how you know you've transitioned from, that sort of mentality of childlike, I want toys versus stuff you actually need.
Here's how I know I transitioned from that mentality. It was several years ago. I was still in college, and this was when I was in I was the president of the anime club.
You were happy to get boxers or socks?
No, it wasn't even that. So and as I was president of the anime club, I had kind of transitioned my general wardrobe. So I started wearing like a shirt and tie all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So naturally, I'm president of the anime club. A lot of people like me. So my birthday rolls around. People know it's my birthday. One of my buddies rolls up and say, "Hey, I got you a present." He got me a tie, and I was actually pumped. Like unironically, actually excited to get a tie for my birthday, and then I realized, okay, I'm gonna become that kind of dad who's actually pumped to get a tie for Father's Day. Right.
That reminds me. Please tell me it wasn't a wacky one.
No, it was. I still have it. It's
okay.
Nice blue stripe.
Because when you get ties, there are two kinds you don't want. I'm not even going to get into the clip-on thing. I'm just not going there. But here's
I don't even want to talk about. Don't talk to me about clip-on ties. I'll get mad.
Well, yeah, because
not actually mad, but it's like really.
It's
not hard.
My thoughts on that are like, if you're gonna wear a tie, fucking wear a tie.
If you have, there's no reason to have clip-on ties anymore. Because everyone's walking around with a plastic rectangle in their pocket connected to all the knowledge of the world. So
that will tell you how to tie a basic fucking Windsor knot.
You hit the Google button, and then you type in, "How the fuck do I tie a tie?" and you'll get the answer to your question. It's not hard.
That or the suicide prevention thing will come up. What, dude? I've seen that shit happen when somebody's actually looked that up before.
Jesus
like
Christ.
I think they worded it wrongly. They just like they didn't write it like
how to tie a tie around my neck or some shit like that.
Yeah, like somebody told me that, and I was like, and then they took a picture and showed it to me. I was like, holy fuck! I was like, that's pretty dark. I mean, what the hell?
Oh,
it's like so. There are a couple ties. Ignoring that for a minute, that I would not be happy to get. One is the goofy fucking checkerboard shit. Like it doesn't have to. How do I word this? I don't mind stripe ones so much as if they. I don't know how to word this. There's very much a right way for things to have more than one color, and not as far as ties go. And yeah. Anyway, that or a bow tie. Ew.
I can see the appeal of bow ties sometimes, but the vast majority of those.
Yeah, if you're a ventriloquist.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like if you're some kind of like kitschy performer
or scientist.
Or somebody that doesn't know how to dress themselves.
I have, and maybe this is superficial of me, but I feel like I would rather the necktie scientist than the bow tie scientist. The bow tie, is it me or does the bow tie always look like you're going for a look?
Yeah,
like obviously you're going for a look
I'm
with
on
the tie.
Registry.
Well, not even that, but it's like the generic. Like I don't even know how to put it, but what I'm saying is, yeah, you're going for a look with the necktie too, but the look that you're going for with the necktie is professional.
Professionalism versus I'm wacky like Bill Nye.
Yeah, it's like a Bill Nye the Science Guy sort of thing.
Who we should mention is actually an engineer.
Yeah, he's a mechanical engineer, but it's like, I don't know. It's just a generic nerd sort of thing. But here's the real high, and this is bringing it back to anime, high level. All right. Cospa makes these neckties.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
That,
yes.
Number one, they're patterned and colored in the scheme of a particular character. So the one I'm looking at right now is Megumin, and it's got the dark red, like the maroon color, dark purple stripe.
Basically, sort of like the color of her hat.
The entire Megumin color scheme. And then if you flip the tie over inside the white end, you've got a little picture of Megumin right there.
Is she like talking about how much she loves explosions?
It's just a little picture of Megumin.
Now, is it like chibi or super deformed or?
No, it's
or is it just like a miniature full like scale?
Yeah, it's just a little picture of Megumin's face.
Oh, okay, cool.
And they made a lot of.
It's like I can't. I get to be otaku, but have it like be covert.
It's not even covert. It's tasteful. It's like it's subtle and tasteful. Like I'm looking at one here with this is Asuna from Sword Art Online, and it's the dark red with the yellow stripe, and it's got the little cross thing that's associated with her. It's subtle and tasteful.
Right.
Like that's the thing is like when you're like a grown up otaku, and you're trying to get your grown man on, but also be otaku. This is what you go for. Like you show up at the fucking office in your tie and shit, but secretly it's got Madoka on the inside.
You invert your tie and it's pantsu stripes.
Or it's like, have you seen those power level wallpapers on like 4chan and stuff?
Where I think I have, but
I guarantee you they got a thread up. Let me go look real quick.
All right. While you're digging that out, I'm going to make a small announcement.
Already got it. Go ahead.
Okay. One of the things I'm going to do this year is pretty much going to play through all the games I actually own. Well, okay, not all of them. There's a few of them that I'm just going to pass because they're infuriating and they're not fun to play. There's one of those things where you played them once and then you're just like, okay, I'm done. And I just haven't gotten around to ditching them or whatever yet.
There are some games I didn't even beat once because they're bullshit.
Well, yeah. I'm not gonna start a big fight over bad programmed games or controls that suck. Sonic Spinball.
Yeah.
Anyway. But anyway, I'm going to actually make that part of my opening segment from here on out.
Gotcha.
Which I don't know how I'm going to do it so much as maybe I'll just drop. I kind of experimented with this for the beginning of the podcast, like when we first started it. I kind of did something like that I'm going to kind of come back to, which will just be like going through the games that I've played, maybe throw out some scores or stats for nerds out there that are interested. Or any kind of weird feedback that's welcome, maybe. We'll see. I'm also interested, since I'm stuck at fucking home. Everybody is really around here. I'm thinking about go ahead and doing a website. It's not related to anime, but if I do, I might pimp it out here anyway.
Absolutely.
It's could be anything from something that's specific or even just sort of a blog kind of thing where it's like, hey, this is what I'm doing right now. This is just a generic, almost, I don't even know how you would describe it. Sort of like how people would use, I hate that I'm going to reference this, like live journal.
Okay, so like a personal sort of...
Like okay, this is what I'm reviewing today, or like there's no rhyme or reason. It's just, hey, this is my life kind of thing.
It's an old school personal blog.
Yeah, I've thought about doing that. I'm not sure. It really just depends on how much time I can devote to it before. So I'm kind of doing some logistics on it now before I actually buy anything.
Right.
Like any kind of hosting or domain or anything like that. The hosting's usually what gets you anyway. The domains, unless it's like something really prime, it's not usually that big of a deal.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, if you like snagged Pepsi.org or some shit, yeah, I mean, but you know what I mean.
Or no, you could be a dick and write it Pep PEP at dash SEE.com, something like.
Well, if PepsiCo is smart, they actually already have that domain and
And
to Pepsi.
Yeah, and it redirects it to their main site. They actually did a bunch of that with the .net, .org.
Like domain names are kind of a
everything
hidden
that's even
world.
similar or misspelled.
Exactly.
Lot of them do. And so they kind of reroute to their main deal. But no, I mean, you could have fun with it and be ridiculous, like Pepsi.ninja or some shit.
It's like how on 4chan you cannot at all type the word soy. So I do like $, zero.
Wait. Like you can't type it. What do they have a word filter?
Yes, it filters to onion.
Really?
It filters to onion.
That's fucking dumb.
Because of the whole political thing about soy and
Well, okay, that's fine, but for a place that prides itself on being edgy and all this other stuff, they're engaging in that kind of petty censorship, really?
I guess so, but I think it's more like a ha 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 type of.
Nah, it's stupid.
It's dumb.
It's dumb. I mean, it was dumb when A&N did it. I mean, they didn't do it with soy, but they do have word filters there.
I know. Well, again,
it's really cringy. I mean,
yeah. So I'll to put a cap on the power level thing. So like the concept of a power level wallpaper is someone who doesn't know isn't gonna someone who isn't initiated into the whole anime thing isn't gonna look at it and get weirded out or anything, but it is very anime. But someone who does know,
like if you had Pedo Bear,
not even that, but it's someone who does know really will know. So like it. Blank
you're gonna
blue have to with I'll post some links in the chat.
Okay, yeah, because
blue with the Laughing Man logo on it.
Yeah. So let me tell you.
Okay, so yeah, a standalone complex.
Or like the reddish field with white polka dots. That's Monthly Girls Nozaki-chan.
Okay,
Nozaki-kun.
Right. Okay. I see where you're going with it. Yeah, it's one of those. I mean, speaking of that, I mean, when I was at a con, there was somebody dressed up as the bear. By the way, I've mentioned that before, and it was hilarious because the funniest thing was the kids going up to him, and like the parents are just kind of scratching their head at people laughing and pointing and shit, and we were all just like, "Oh man, this is fucked up right here." I guarantee they wouldn't let you do that anymore.
So let me tell you what I've been rewatching because I haven't seen them in years. I'm going through all the Cream Lemons.
Yeah, I actually saw those kind of being passed around. That makes it sound like it's drugs or something.
Hey,
it's like, hey, yeah, you got any cream? Squeeze the lemon, get it.
The reason so they've been able to track down some episodes that are uncensored fully. Because apparently,
can somebody out there just fucking license it, even just from a historical perspective?
I'll get to that in a sec. Apparently, it was licensed in Brazil at one point.
Well, yeah, but Brazil still makes new Sega Master System games.
He's not wrong on that. You know what? Years ago, I was like just asking Media Blasters for them to release Cream Lemon.
Yeah.
Maybe they licensed it and just haven't released it yet.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to say,
taking 15 years.
If the Ladies versus Butlers track record is anything to go by, we'll be dead by the time they do.
No, because again, especially now, you want to know like what is. I don't think anyone would take that on.
Maybe not.
I would love it if it got.
Maybe there's a chance. I'm not saying this is gonna happen, but I'm saying it's more likely to happen now than when you did ask Media Blasters. Because here's the thing, what is Media Blasters? Well, I should say what was Media Blaster's adult arm.
Yeah,
Kitty, which is now
Kitty
owned by
Media.
Faku.
Bingo. And Faku has a track record of not giving a fuck.
Yeah, so
maybe.
Yeah. It's possible. Weirder things have happened.
Yeah. Put it this way, Faku
the fact that Sega Master System games are still being made.
But put it this way, Faku got Illusion on board. Was it Illusion? The people who made Rayplay on board with selling in the US again.
Yeah, I was actually going to say Illusion. It has a bit of infamy here, and not in a good way, because thanks to CNN and their hit piece, I think it was them. Because I don't think it was Fox or MSNBC. I think it was CNN that ran CNN. that put that hit piece out there. You know what was really funny about that is they actually had a sort of a poll on their website about that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Should these games be allowed to exist? And like a bunch of course, channers and stuff were trolling it. And they within a couple days, they actually took the poll down because they weren't getting the response they wanted to. They were basically getting too many people saying that, it should still be allowed to exist.
Which one, violence or sex games?
Both.
Both. Oh.
Well, we're talking about Rayplay.
Yeah.
It's both.
Oh yeah, right. When the Rayplay shit happened.
That's what I'm saying. Is they actually had a poll that basically said, should Japan be allowed to create games like this? You know what I mean? Should they be allowed basically to keep making things like this? And there, it had like a yes or no, and it actually just barely still said yes. And I guarantee you there was a lot of trolls that were spamming it.
Yeah, I think they. No, I remember. I forgot who they asked. If it was Matt Alt or the other guy. I forgot the other.
Can I just go on a very small tangent about him?
Yes, you can.
Is it just me, or is he basically the living embodiment of Paris syndrome? Basically, but transposed into Japan.
Explain what Paris syndrome is for the people who don't know about it, like me.
Sure. That's basically like, Paris is generally considered to be a tourist destination that everybody wants to see it. It's amazing, all the sights to see and everything. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But then people go there and it's like not even half as good as they had imagined it would be. And basically their perception of it is completely fucked up then after that.
Yeah.
See, my whole thing is, of course, if you go to Japan with the perception that it's gonna be a certain way because you grew up consuming their pop culture, then of course you're gonna be disappointed. My issue is when people try to impose that disappointment upon other people.
Oh, you mean people that move there and then act like dicks about it?
Yeah.
Like they're just like miserable and shit. Okay, yeah, I see what I'm looking at some of these now. Oh, that's funny. It's making me go through a CAPTCHA. It says you look like a robot.
But
that's interesting. Anyway, let's see here. Oh wow, yeah. I'm looking at these wallpapers you were talking about.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, VZ.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, so it's great. I'm like halfway in the episodes. It's great to revisit the Cream Lemon stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I have to agree with what K-Got said multiple times years ago about like how we kind of wish for like the sort of anthology hentai.
Yeah, because there used to be this collaborative spirit that was there, and it's just not anymore. And now you just have these studios, and plenty of them are actually good, but you have these studios like Poro that sort of pump out sort of samey looking stuff. That
no pun intended, pump out.
yeah. That actually was an unintended joke. Anyway, but again, I don't like picking on them because there's actually much worse Queen Bee out there But they're my go-to example of a studio that really does have sort of this look to it. Almost all their works do, which in and of itself isn't necessarily a bad thing. But their character designs kind of look interchangeable.
And that's the thing about
they just swap out like hair colors. I mean, there's a couple like.
No, I know what you're talking about.
Onichichi will stand out probably because it was one of the earlier ones everybody saw.
Yeah.
The studio I like now, well, hentai is the one Mary Jane.
Same.
Yes. Yeah. They're definitely.
They might be the best one out right now.
T-Rex is good too. If you haven't checked them out, there's another one
by them.
That's a great name for a studio.
yeah, it is. It makes it sound like they manufacture motorcycle parts or some shit. What else? There's one called Bunny Walker, I think. I seem to recall that being a pretty good one. But no, I think Mary Jane is pretty much insert pot jokes here. But I think they're really interesting because not only does their stuff always look good, but they are completely in the not give a fuck realm.
Yeah.
They will make pretty much anything. Like it's like, oh, like put it this way, the most horrifying stuff you can imagine, they would probably do it. And just be like, meh. Also, maybe it's just me, but every time I pop in, again, jokes, pop in and see like whatever news kind of coming out in the era anime world, is it just me or is there a fuck ton more NTR coming out now?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
yeah.
so it's not just my imagination. There's actively more of it out than there usually is.
It's not our podcast influence. We swear.
Yeah, like they do not have us on the board here and all that good stuff. But on the flip side, another thing you're seeing a lot more of is a lot of elves. Which is totally up my alley.
One thing I love that they hentai, but they don't do anymore is, well, for obvious things, is a lot of sci-fi stuff.
Nah, I think that it doesn't help that a lot of it's the 15-minute almost shorts now, and I think that kind of hurts the chances of that as well.
Yeah, but it's just like an 80s hentai.
There's
a lot of sci-fi.
Yeah, and then of course you had like the Erotsuka dojis of the world and things like that. Or it's less scrupulous sister show, La Blue Girl. Anyway,
but, you could tell with the Cream Lemon episodes that they were having a lot of fun making them. There's a sort of like, you could tell.
You got to smirk at the idea of a Dirty Pair parody.
Yeah.
Gotta love that.
It's just
I gotta love that.
Yeah, but there's a certain thing that you could always tell when production is like the people working on it really like working. On this.
I mean, I'll give you an example of a more modern show that kind of comes through in the show itself, whether you like it or not. Is Kill la Kill.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Speaking of that, as far as sci-fi kind of stuff goes, I think we might see some more old school kind of stuff pop up if we get more of these like funded ones like Kickstarter and whatnot. You might see more stuff like that. I mean, quite frankly, it's going to require people putting their money where their mouth is.
Naturally.
Which in and of itself is probably not something to get your hopes up too high.
Well, I mean, so I think Kickheart reached its goal, right?
Yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
Under the Dog.
Yeah, that was on Cartoon Network. That was on Adult Swim at one point. Yeah, so definitely.
So I mean, like
they're reaching their goal. I listen. Kickstarter it's a legitimate way to get one-off OVAs produced. And it's not just throw shade at the business model, but it's not going to replace the production committee.
No. For
Not gonna save the industry.
For like passion projects, sure. I mean, you that's more likely. I mean, you're more likely to get like a small thing of OVAs versus a TV series or anything like that. And I've got one that I'm gonna pitch myself that hasn't occurred yet. I think you guys might be interested in this.
Yeah.
A blaxploitation mecha.
Listen.
now,
they don't bring me in to voice act that anime.
No, guys, and I've got the name already.
Uh-oh.
Ghetto Robo.
Yes. We need to make this happen.
I've been waiting all day to drop that one. Fucking Ghetto Robo.
Yeah. They're actually making a new ghetto Robo.
Wait, no, listen. And then we get sequels. Shin Ghetto Robo.
And like back in the 70s and the early 80s where you had those crossovers with Mazinger Z and stuff.
Yeah, but what would Mazinger's name?
Oh yeah.
Well, let's just make it Mazinger versus Ghetto Robo.
Yeah. I there's a part of me that wants to try to make some kind of Eminem reference here, but I don't think that's going to work. Anyway,
but no,
Shin Ghetto Robo.
You can get some stuff done through Kickstarter. Well, hell, you had the Nekopara OVA, and that was through Kickstarter, and then that spun into an entire 12-episode series. Now you can argue that. Well, here's what you can do. If you have a fucking great idea and you want to get an anime made out of it, you do through Kickstarter, and then you might get picked up for a 12-episode series. But this is probably not going to happen with something like Under the Dog or Kick Hard. Like, basically the only precedent we have for that, at least as far as I can think of, the only precedent we have for that is cute girl anime.
Mm-hmm.
There was supposed to be that new Megazone that was supposed to be crowdfunded.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that.
That just disappeared.
So quietly that I didn't even remember it till you brought it up.
Yeah, I don't know what.
So yeah. Okay, that was weird. I don't know how this got. I don't really know how I got this. I was looking for something, and it sort of directed me toward Ving Rhames. I don't know why that is. Hey, I've got a voice role for you. No. Anyway.
So, 2020.
It was a weird year.
Weird is certainly a word for it.
There's no easy way to really
took the industry by
Yeah, I mean, let's be real here. The Wu Flu pretty much grinded things to a halt in some levels. I mean, some shows got canceled, some got delayed, all kinds of. Wasn't Ava 4 supposed to be out by now originally?
Well, yeah, but it's going to come out.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, haha.
So is Hathaway's Flash.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, the amount of shows definitely took a hit because of it.
I'm gonna be very interested in seeing the industry statistics for 2020 and how they compare to 2019. Because 2019.
I'll be right back one sec. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 2019 already took there was already a significant hit. Because, well, it's not even that it took a hit, but you had the whole it was the whole thing that I talked about in an earlier episode where, okay, the reliance on overseas revenue was growing to an amount that might not be sustainable. So you had that whole thing. And now you add in everything that happened with COVID and how that affected the subculture. And I'm going to be very interested in seeing the numbers associated with that, because I don't expect them to be very good.
No, I mean, this year is definitely not going to go down in the history books as one of the better ones for the industry, or even creatively for that matter.
So I think both
and again, not their fault.
No, not entirely not their fault. I think both April and May were the first 2 months in several years where there were no conventions at all going on.
Yeah, and as somebody who actually likes going, or at least with my friends anyway, obviously going alone is, that ain't happening. But again, the older you get, the less likely you are to do that, I think.
Yeah, unless you have something to do there, like unless you're
unless you're actually hosting something, or even just going straight there to buy something or whatnot.
Yeah, exactly.
But just going there to hang out, nah. I mean, not by yourself. That's just not gonna happen. Anyway.
But yeah, it fucking threw the entire convention infrastructure
out the window.
Okay. So like there. And to illustrate, there's this company called Tokyo Attack, and their entire business model is they have a whole bunch of like big Japanese arcade machines. So they've got a whole bunch of rhythm games. They've got
so like your DDR kind of stuff.
Your DDR kind of stuff. You're like the big taiko drum game. They bring.
Oh, are you talking about that Sega building?
No, that's another subject though. But so they bring these big arcade machines to conventions. Like they had them at Kineticon last time I went, and it was like fighting game, like Astro City type shit, like
interesting,
like Gundam, Time Crisis, all that. So their entire business model is bringing these machines to conventions, and they are not around anymore. They shut down in September. Because you can't sustain yourself when there aren't any events going on.
Need them quarters.
Yeah.
Or tokens.
Or moreover, need them conventions paying for them to come down. So without live events, they cannot operate.
Yeah, I mean
expect once conventions start back up, whenever that is, expect a lot of vendors and event. Like stuff like Tokyo Attack, stuff that brings stuff and people to conventions to not be around anymore.
Yeah, I mean, much like seeing music venues fucking basically fold.
Oh yeah.
I mean, stuff like that.
And then, like VZ mentioned, you had it was one Sega arcade and another arcade, or two Sega arcades in Japan. They're shut down.
The famous building in Akihabara that has like the 3 staircases that you could see from the outside.
Yep.
It's like a transparent tube.
Yep, that's closing down.
Okay, so that kind of gives you the framework of why the year is as weird as it is as far as anime goes.
Yeah. So, also, the anime... I'm sorry, I was going to say that the toy company Aquamarine had to go out of business too.
Really?
Yeah, I told you that one.
And they'll reform as Topaz. No. I'm kidding. Anyway, here's an idea. Okay, let's look at the big blockbuster kind of films. I mean, there were a couple I think that did pretty well. All things considered.
Yeah.
You
mean regular blockbuster films? I'm sorry. Because I was gonna say there's one anime movie that's like destroying all the records right now.
Right, but I mean, you had like the Made in Abyss movie. There's a Goblin Slayer. I mean, the one that you're probably talking about is the Demon Slayer one, right?
Yes.
Top the charts.
That thing just dethroned Spirited Away.
Yep. Spirited Away, right? So I mean, what else is there? There's the new Fate thing, the I
Yep.
think Heaven's Feel movie. I think that was in August. When was that? Shit, I don't even remember. But anyway, there was that. There's I mean, there's more Pokemon stuff like usual and Digimon. All that kind of stuff is kind of I don't know how well that did. I assumed it did pretty well. I mean, I'm sure if they didn't, they wouldn't keep pumping them out. But as far as movies go, those were pretty notable, all things considered. There was a Shirobako movie as well.
I still need
If
to
I'm
get
not
on
mistaken. I haven't seen it, but it's there. Yeah, so as far as movies go, there were a couple ones. I mean, I don't believe was there a Shinkai movie this year? I'm
that.
completely
Makoto Shinkai movie? I don't
completely
think so.
derping out. I don't think so. I think that would have been a lot more. I think that would have been included in here as these sort of blockbuster
Yeah, I
kind
probably
of.
would have heard of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Because
now the last one he put out was Weathering with You, and that's
Weathering with
2019.
You. Right. Okay. All right. So let's not a whole lot to say there, unless any other movies you guys kind of want to give
No, because
a spotlight to.
the
There really
stuff-
wasn't anything. There wasn't a lot this year anyway, and even less that I was actually interested in.
No, I mean there was two Reconquista and G movies so
Right.
far out of the 5.
Which, yeah, okay, fair enough. But I mean that's not new in the sense that it's
It's a compilation movie.
Thank you.
I know.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
saying, I
Which,
can't
as we
think
all
of
know,
it.
Gundam compilation movies tend to be, yeah,
Yeah, that really is the best way to put it.
yeah, exactly. It's like if it isn't 0079, yeah. I mean, even my favorite Zeta, the movie versions, it's just not the same. And fuck that ending.
Yeah, you can't pack Zeta into 3 movies.
And you also can't fucking try to you can't try to retcon Double Zeta.
Yeah, don't try to do that. Fucking watch Just watch Double Zeta. It's not bad. It's actually
Seriously.
pretty good.
Yeah, it's like fuck you, Haman. It's like Haman Karn, bugger off. Yeah. Anyway. Okay.
So let's talk about shows from.
Yeah, TV, which is less probably afflicted since you don't have to actually go anywhere to watch those. Anyway, okay.
Although it kind of had issues in Japan, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, production
Talk
has
about
got
specific.
Right.
hold on.
Okay. Let's talk about one that was pretty important early on that really grabbed a lot of people's attention. There was a new Madoka thing.
Well, you said initially. See that I like a lot of people, I watched that, and then I got bored, and then I
mean, like nobody I knew that checked that out seemed to really invest in it at all.
Yeah,
like,
people seem to fall off on it.
Wow, yeah, just like you know how interesting and it still holds up, the original show.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. Which is weird because it had plenty of momentum and sort of star power.
This just I tried.
And maybe this is just me. I don't think Madoka is really conducive to the type of like expansive
No, it's a one
world
and done
building and
thing.
storytelling. It's a contained story.
It worked best as it's, the movies were enough.
The thing that I said, it's sometimes certain things, the thing about Madoka I felt like was that type of thing that only worked in that one time, like, I don't want to be like you had to be there to, because if you never saw it and then watch type of thing, but I'm talking about like as an industry thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's the type of thing that only worked once, which is why any of the sort of imitators...
It was a right place, right time show too.
I don't even think it's that. I think it's just that the way Madoka is set up with its story and its characters isn't conducive to, okay, let's create more characters and let's flesh out this world further.
it's not Star Wars or Lord of the Rings where it's got this like giant backstory and.
Well, hold on. The thing about Monaco that could have worked, but again, I just don't think it. The right people were is again the whole multiple timelines thing. That's where the whole.
I feel like that would just get fucking confusing.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think that would just ultimately make it. Yeah.
We get the main story with the series in the first two movies. That's the series in the first two movies tell. We get Rebellion. I think that's all we really need. It's like Steins Gate and Steins Gate Zero. Yeah, there are multiple infinite ways that storyline could play out. We only need two.
Another one that was kind of earlier on that I think we should talk about is interspecies reviewers.
Oh, of course.
Okay, yeah.
if just because of its interesting history.
See, that's one that I sort of held off because I'm like
probably a good thing at this point.
Yeah, let me watch the Blu-ray, which is probably out now.
This one is really interesting to me for two reasons. I mean, first off, the premise alone is interesting. If you're,
yeah.
Okay, but more interesting than even that was Funimation deciding that this was too much. This doesn't reflect upon us as a company. Like they started getting all weirdly moral about it, which was interesting considering some of the shows they already have.
Yeah, and
that are fairly big sellers for them. But it's just like the PR and the speak and whatnot. It's just really fucking funny when they decided to ditch it. It's like, the center that is Funimation HQ or Incorporated or whatever does not really want to be associated with this represents. And it's like, and by the way, here have boob show number 5 instead.
Yeah. I think they licensed that one. Yes, the one. The one that they retitled as Superheroes.
Oh yeah.
Like Arrows.
So we got to see something interesting, and that largely happened before the COVID thing shut down everything.
Yeah.
But
still during the winter season, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, the January to kind of March or April area still saw a lot of stuff. Excuse me. Either wrapping up or sort of getting going. It wasn't really until the next cycle between April and June and sort of
yeah
to where you really saw things kind of fall off.
Well, I have some shows first for the then we'll move on to the spring summer.
Yeah, I do have do have one for winter.
Asteroid in Love, which was a Doug Akubo show that I enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
That was one that you were interested in watching, Kagos, but you never got to.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I guess I got kind of. I was more interested in what was going on in my life at the moment. There was some stuff going on that just kind of.
Well, I do recommend the show, at least trying out now if you want.
I certainly don't got anything better to do.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's my favorite Doga Kobo thing, but it was certainly an enjoyable one that they put out. I can't see them do. I can't see him do anything more with it, though. It's not one of those type shows.
We should talk about Toilet Bound Hanako-chan or Kanako-kun. I'm kidding. We're not going to talk.
And my next one is a double because one was the short Heya Camp, or Room Camp, which is a sort of short format show spin-off of Laid Back Camp.
Mm-hmm.
And of course I enjoyed that, obviously. But the real prize for Eurocamp this year was the live action show. That I've really enjoyed. In fact, that is the best anime to live action thing I've ever seen because it is so close to the anime.
Interesting.
Yeah, it surprisingly works so well as a live action show. I mean, I still love the anime the most, obviously, but and the thing is, it wasn't subtitled or anything. It wasn't like picked up by any of the companies. But if you watch the anime, congratulations, you know what they're saying in the live action. Not hard to pick up.
More Pretty Cure appears to be going on.
Naturally.
Well, I mean, that's every year. That's right.
But what's interesting is it started in February of last year, and it doesn't have an end yet. You know what I mean? It's just sort of has a well, it's still going.
Well, that's one of those it's the way Sentai or Toei where it's one show a year.
Yeah, I mean, and Pretty Cure. Let's be honest here. Has there been a season where it hasn't been out there in some form? Since it first really got popular. I mean, there's so many of them. I can't even tell you how many there are. There's an unreal amount of them. Anyway, to kind of keep it going here.
Yeah, the one show from winter 2020 that I really feel needs spotlighting is Keep Your Hands Off Eizouken.
Interesting. Kind of like the name.
Yeah. I don't know. It was such.
That's the drawing one.
That's the long form allegory for the anime industry, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a very fun, very inventive show. That doesn't. At first, it doesn't really come off like it's supposed to be. Okay, we're basically talking about exactly how the anime industry works, but then it gets into that and really does a fair job at it too. It does the same kind of job at it that Shirobako does, where it's just kind of telling things like how they are and not vilifying anything. But yeah,
right.
I thought the art style is very interesting. The entire execution, it was just a good show. I'd highly recommend it. Absolutely.
Should we move along?
Spring 2020.
Okay. I think the first one of note to me is the fact that they are making more Sakura Wars. Just simply the fact that, wow, there hasn't been any of that in a while.
Well, I think they made a new game, too, this year.
Yeah, I'm sure it probably ties into that. And what's weird, and maybe this is just me, I think Tencent is involved.
Uh-oh.
Okay, yeah, they put out a game last year, 2019. Well,
okay.
Years ago, 2019.
Is this based off of said game, or is the game based off of this?
The anime is based off the game, I guarantee.
Okay. Yeah. That's
the only
pretty much
Sakura Wars I ever saw was the one that came with when New Type USA had the discs.
Mm-hmm.
I saw an episode of that.
That was probably the TV series from.
Yeah.
I think
ADV
picked it up, and now I think Sentai has it.
Another one that kind of I didn't watch it or anything, but that sort of grabbed my attention was that there was more Fruits Basket.
Yeah,
I thought that was.
I've never seen any Fruits Basket.
Yeah, because it's wow, I haven't heard of that in a long time. It was. I just thought it was kind of odd that it showed up when it did. It's Fruits Basket.
I know that's very popular.
When did that come out originally? Son of a bitch. So yeah, again, kind of a weird period. Like I said, not only because of a lot of these things being canceled or postponed, but just if you look at the stuff that actually did come out, not only was there not a lot of it, but not a lot really jumps out.
Well, what my show is something that it came out 3 episodes and then had to get postponed to the summer, and that's Diary of Our Days at the Breakwater. And that's another Doga Koba show, and I really like that one.
Right.
I think that was one of the best of the year. And certainly, I think that got popular in Japan too.
Mm.
So who knows? Maybe we'll
Is
get
is
another
that
season.
like the fishing one?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Yeah.
Very graphic detail of fishing, which is hilarious because you got this like cute moe girl seeing like.
What does she like flay them and stuff?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's like this is how you kill an octopus. You got to rip the top thing off. It's like she like passes out.
It's like playing some Leave It to Beaver kind of music in the background.
You gotta kill the fish that you catch. It's like
Yeah.
poor girl having to like stab the fish. It's like,
It's like you wouldn't believe the smell of this thing after a while.
Oh, there's that too. The bait. She gets the bait on her, like the chum on her hands, and you like smells. She can't stand the smell.
Yes. I'm gonna recommend this one to every vegan I know.
Oh, someone even like in the Western circle said this show's like a sort of like propaganda for like people to become vegan or something.
What?
Or like an anti-meat, anti-meat.
I've got bad.
ANN say something similar about Toriko.
I don't know.
I've got bad news. If you're a vegan, Japan's probably not a country you're gonna be really into for this.
No.
Like fucking
Even-
everything has meat over there.
Well, even stuff labeled, vegan might still have something.
Yeah, I mean, because like that reminds me of a story I heard where like the bassist of Black Sabbath, he's a vegan, and he went over there and like he couldn't fucking eat like anything hardly. I thought that was amusing. Anyway, and enough about that.
All right.
So, any other shows of note from that period? Because again,
No.
not only was there not very many, not a lot of them really jump out in terms of quality or even just grab your attention. It's like, okay,
No,
Yeah.
I mean I'm just going by memory and what I'm writing down.
right, and I'm just kind of looking at sort of a list of things that came out. Okay, so I guess we got to move on to summer then.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, a couple of shows were continuing on, like Fire Force, more ReZero, I believe, and Mighty Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu. I believe these all, or No Guns Life, which I'm sorry, I can't help but smirk when I see that main character design.
The guy's head is a gun.
It's literally a
You
gun.
gotta figure out why his head is a gun.
Of course, it's fucking Madhouse. Of course it is. Because that just seems right up their alley, doesn't it?
Yep.
That's not me saying it's bad, by the way.
No. It seems like some wild shit Madhouse would do.
Nah, exactly. Okay,
We had Uzaki-chan in the summer 2020.
yeah, Uzaki-chan wants to hang out, and hang out she did.
Yeah.
Oh,
Actually, there was one in the summer I want to mention. Mostly for, I did eventually enjoy it, but man, the beginning was kind of a
a slog.
Well, not a slog. Let's say rage-inducing.
Oh, Rent a Girlfriend.
Yes.
I was going to mention that along with Uzagi-chan, because it, along with that, seemed to generate some level of 15-minute controversy.
Yeah.
In the sense that people bitched about it, and then they forgot they were bitching about it. And, yeah.
Also, something that came out was so the series came out in 2019, but the last, like the OVA, it was one of those things that was kind of postponed, but then finally came out in the summer.
Well, we're going to get to the OVAs next. So.
Oh, all right.
We're just kind of going through the motions here.
Oh, I see how you're doing. All right, well then, moving along.
Yeah, we got Higurashi, by the way. We should throw that out there, since that's a pretty... that's still going, I believe. Isn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah. And that's... I don't really know how well that's doing right now. Again, it's hard to... I mean, I know as a franchise it does pretty decently here. Obviously, because I mean it gets talked about quite a bit. And again, this is kind of a strange time because there's more that was released in the summer than there was really in the spring. It looks like, simply for the fact that that's a little bit after the worst of the panic had set in, I guess. But anything else? I mean, like again, you had some continuations, and then of course you had your minor controversies. I hate even saying they're controversies; they're really not.
It's people bitching on Twitter.com. That's what it amounts to.
Yeah, exactly. It's fucking sand in the vagina shit. That's just not. It's like there's like literally hundreds of shows like these, and there's at least a couple every season. Why are you getting mad again?
Yeah, what is it about Uzaki-chan? You've seen characters that look like her before.
Well, I
unless,
mean,
unless you're completely fucking new.
I actually think there's an element of this where, because so much of the interaction has had to be online, like so much of the subculture interaction has by necessity had to be online. A lot of people they have some sort of some level of derangement now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe that's just me trying to rationalize, but I think there's legitimate.
The thing was, I didn't really find Uzaki-chan all that memorable to me. Mm. It was just one of those shows to me. But
it was kind of one note. I mean, like even the humor.
Yeah.
I mean,
I enjoyed what I saw, but it's not like it's not groundbreaking.
No. I mean, it wasn't bad. It's mindless stuff that you put on in the background.
Kind of like getting another season.
Yep.
I mean, like I got nothing against her. I don't even dislike her character design. Some people did, but whatever. Anyway.
Yeah, Fall was a lot more filled out.
Yeah. I mean, and I gotta point a couple things out on that. I mean, I find it interesting they took another shot at making a Dragon Quest anime. That's and of course Toei did that, unsurprisingly, because I'm sure the designs were probably done by Akira Toriyama. Considering he's done all the design work for the games, I would be surprised if he's not involved on some level. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't actually see it anywhere. Well, whatever. Anyway, they made it. Again, you got more sequels. You got Love Live.
Yes. It's a new entry.
Right. And... Well, when I shouldn't have said sequels. I should say additions to the franchise, maybe. Yeah.
Yes.
For lack of a better term.
Yes, I really enjoyed it.
Got.
What?
Again, another winner from Sunrise. I haven't watched it yet because I'm fucking slacking. JC Staff is put out a season 3 of Is It Wrong to Bang Chicks in a Dungeon? I mean, Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? Wah. Let's see.
Speaking of additions to the franchise, Strike Witches coming out. Got a new studio again.
Pretty good third season.
Yeah. Like
especially after Brave Witches, I call it a return to form.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but it's actually based around the original characters.
Yep.
So, this one's subtitled Road to Berlin.
Yep.
That's pretty fun, especially considering World War II references and all that. David Production did this one. Yet another studio it's been passed off to, and yet it still manages to maintain its quality.
Quite frankly, I think it might be, animation-wise, I think it might be the best one so far.
Which is saying a lot, because none of them really were bad, per se. I mean, Brave Witches definitely was rushed. You could tell it was, because they had to fix stuff, and it basically, after it aired...
Yeah, they had fixed a lot for the disc release.
So, I mean, if you were somebody who did not get to see the disc release, that would be the way to watch it. Because those of us who were watching it as it came out had complaints. Anyway, there are a couple other interesting things to note. You had more sequels.
Gokjiusa season 3.
Yep.
Yeah,
which was great. Loved it. New studio, but it looks exactly the same as the previous seasons.
is the Order a Rabbit?
Yeah,
Well,
that's
yeah. So I didn't watch this, but I find the name amusing. The Day I Became a God. I don't know. That just the name amuses me.
one I enjoyed from the season. One I think you would like is Dropout Idol Fruit Tart. I know
From Studio Feel. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a Studio Feel type of show.
Mm-hmm. There's more Attack on Titan that sort of came in toward the end of the year. Then it's going right now for those of you that are watching that.
Yeah, don't care.
It's not about whether you care. It's kind of just topical. Let's see here. What else is out there?
Dogezo.
Yeah.
Dogezo, which I enjoyed. A show like that in 2020, like just surprised at that something like that, and not have the internet go, in flames. I'm surprised.
I assume that's just because not enough people encountered it.
Right.
But yeah, okay. Not really much else to say as far as TV shows. Again, kind of a slim year. Not their fault.
Yeah, it was very slim.
I mean, like even if, regardless of what style of anime you like, it was a slim year.
Yeah. Well, you said you're gonna move to OVAs, right?
Yeah, and of course OVAs, lot to kind of go through. Well, not a lot, I guess. All right. We have okay, here. Just a minute here. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, because one OVA that I really enjoyed was the finale for what's it called? Orisuki.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is like the final ending because the TV series didn't really end it.
Right. I mean, there was more Ghost in the Shell, of course. That. Yeah. I mean,
naked was it naked guy doing a flipping on the stairs or something?
Yeah, I mean,
that's all anyone knows about that thing.
Yeah, pretty much. I
mean, should we mention because it was done in Japan? It was animated by a Japanese studio, so I saw War for Cybertron Siege for which was the Netflix Transformers thing.
If you want to talk about it, I guess you can. You're the only one who saw it, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, that was something I actually enjoyed as far as a Transformers show. Because for a long time I wanted a Transformers thing that I can enjoy fiction wise. Yeah, the toys are nice, the designs are nice, but I don't enjoy the fiction anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And this was something that was like, okay, it's a kind of a retelling of them leaving Cybertron. The CG was very good. It didn't look like shit. The dialogue is a little cliche. It's like very the type of dialogue that you expect and the type of thing. But I'm glad it wasn't like stupid. Like it was more mature, but it wasn't like trying to be the Michael Bay stuff that I can't stand anymore. That style of like, we're making this for like.
Are you tired of explosions, VZ?
No, I'm tired of having to see.
You said Michael Bay.
Well, yeah, but when I think of Michael Bay, I think of like, yeah, explosions, but also just really crude humor that has no place in whatever franchise you're trying to, do.
Okay. Well, all things considered, it was pretty slim pickings. Although oddly enough, there was a surprising amount of good hentai this year, depending on what you're into, of course.
Yeah, there actually was a bunch of that.
And most of it was reasonably good looking too, from what I could tell. The one I liked the most, and again, people are like, "Why are you guys talking about hentai?" It's like, well, we always talk about that on our podcast
because we care on this.
Well, and because we can. Like, I that's one of those things where, because let's be honest here, a lot of anime podcasts either shy away from that or sweep it under the rug, or basically are just kind of like, that's not highbrow. We're not going to talk about that.
Did you see the one? So Tsugo Chikan. The one about there were multiple episodes, but there was one about the guy on the train encountering the slightly chubby girl with the glasses.
I didn't actually see that one, but I know which one you're talking about.
Right.
I'll just go out on a limb here. The one I really liked, and there were 4 episodes that came out, is Isekai Harem Monogatari.
Okay. I figured
you just have to look at the character designs if you want to know why that one was. I enjoyed that one. The plot, well, yeah. There is an elf theme one that I remember enjoying. Okay. Yokoso Sukebe Elf no Morie or something like that. I'm probably butchering that. I can already hear my girlfriend yelling at me, like that I'm fucking it up.
Did you see one called Ane wa Yanmama Jun Yuchu, which is the one about the Garu Mama?
Yeah. I actually did see that one. There, I don't even want to spoil that one. If you want to, basically see the anime equivalent of what's popular on Pornhub right now. Yeah. Oh, if you like the more hardcore and unscrupulous stuff, that's just completely unashamed of what it is. There's one called E-Sphere. And it's the return of Mr. What's his name now? Murakami. I don't know if any out there even know who he is, but director.
Is that the String Tango guy?
No. Not at all. No, he's the guy who has the shaky camera thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm thinking of.
Like really hardcore kind of style, prison battleship looking type stuff.
Mm.
Yeah, like he's back. And he has not mellowed. That's all I'm gonna say. If you know who he is, you know the kind of works. He has not changed. Everything is just as it were, as it was before he left. He's back. Someone's described it as wobbling camera going out of focus, speedy directing style. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Didn't he do Emoto Paradise? Yes. That is the same. I think it's a guy.
That I remember seeing.
Has anybody actually seen the person?
Good question.
Yeah,
Good question.
Is that even the real name? Is it like a circle name, or it's you never can tell sometimes.
What do you do for a living? I make cartoons about people having sex.
Mostly rape. Well, if you've seen their stuff, that's actually pretty accurate.
So we did have a major news thing happen. Other than the Funimation drop in fucking interspecies viewers, we did have a major news thing happen, which I've been saying was going to happen for years.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
I know what you're talking about.
Crunchyroll, AT&T selling Crunchyroll to Sony's Funimation group.
Like, okay, so how much did you make on that bet?
I fucking wish I put money down on that. But yeah, I had been saying for a while that Crunchyroll is like Crunchyroll's days as an independent operation are numbered. Like AT&T's strategy, the strategy they're going for isn't conducive to a dedicated streaming service like Crunchyroll where it's just one thing, and they're trying to compete with the likes of Netflix and whatnot. It's not gonna like that kind of thing doesn't scale like Netflix scales. And so AT&T is in massive debt, so they're looking to offload their divisions, looking to shut things down, downsize.
I'll laugh out loud if they call it. I'll laugh out loud if they call it Crunchyroll Plus.
I don't. Well, here's the thing: we don't even know if they're gonna keep Crunchyroll as its own brand.
Like, I think you said that one of the things that once they sell it off, they'll do is the people who get it will probably gut it. And then just completely fill the staff positions with their people.
Not even fill the staff positions with their people. Guarantee you that. But if we were to take the complete staff of Funimation, the complete staff of Crunchyroll, and mix them together, there are going to be some redundancies. There are going to be some areas where two people are ostensibly doing the same job that one person can do, and they're not going to keep two people doing the same job.
Oh, no. You've seen Office Space, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're going to move the guy down into the fucking basement. This, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, like, because when they get the efficiency experts, as they call them, Bob and Bob, it's like you're interviewing for your own job, and like I can't remember the guy's name, but the kind of not the weird one with the stapler, but the guy they're interviewing him, and he's like they're asking him like what he does there.
What would you say you
do here? Yeah, and he's just like, I already told you, I deal with the goddamn customers.
Yeah, so this is
skills.
This is like regular M&A stuff, mergers and acquisitions. So right now, what just happened to Crunchyroll was an acquisition. So Crunchyroll is a subsidiary company under Sony's Funimation group.
So, but Anubis,
similarly to how Funimation is a subsidiary company under Sony Pictures specifically.
So Anubis, I've got a question about all this.
All right.
Is this good for the company? Bum, bum, bum.
It depends. No. Well, I mean,
you're taking that literally. That's awesome.
No, realistically speaking,
that's an Office Space joke.
Yeah,
still joking about that.
Realistically
the flyer
speaking, we don't quite know. We don't. Here, what we do know is that Sony has they have some level of an end game to dominate the U.S. anime market, and realistically, with this move, they've done it. Like they now have something like 80% of the market share, as far as what anime licenses they hold goes. So they have something
Sony
like 80%.
Or Sony or Funimation.
Sony by way of Funimation and newly acquired Crunchyroll has like 80% of the U.S. anime market share. As far as licenses go. How much money they're making off of that remains to be seen. I don't have the numbers. I don't think anyone has the numbers except people who need to have the numbers on that. But they hold some vast majority of the licenses now, and it remains to be seen whether that's going to be good for Crunchyroll as a company and whether that's going to be good for the subculture as a whole.
Yeah.
There's already a lot of distrust going on with Sony, and
I'm glad you were able to get that joke or where I was going with that.
Oh yeah,
because I was like, if he hasn't seen this movie, none of this is going to make any sense. Again, I know it's gotten popular over time. It was sort of a flop when it came out. Anyway.
But yeah, the major news, and that's going to be something to keep an eye on going into 2021.
Yeah, I mean, because no matter how you feel about any of it, it's going to be interesting. I mean, one way or the other.
So speaking of going into 2021, let's go into 2021. What are we looking forward to?
Oh, geez.
I know as far as the winter season goes, there is bottom tier character Tomozaki, which I've been reading the light novel on, and I'm eagerly awaiting the anime, even though it's licensed by Funimation.
Which means that you're not going to buy it.
No, I'm not going to purchase it. Fuck no.
Dun, 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 dun.
No, listen, the moment Funimation expresses a commitment to putting out actual quality products,
Stop fucking around.
The moment they start, what they could solve this problem they have with me as a consumer with a statement. It's like, hey, we realize that we've been kind of, our product hasn't been like a generic statement would satisfy me. We realize that our product hasn't been we realize that our product hasn't been up to standard lately. We promise to do better, and like here's what we want to try and do. That would be it. I would go out and buy fucking Kantai collection and a whole bunch of shit that day. But no, they're so far nothing.
Is anyone in our circle, not just you guys, but anyone in our circle ever seen the show? Because there's a new season here, the Quintessential Quintuplets.
No, but I've been meaning to check it out.
Wasn't that the one that? Oh shit! Wasn't that the one where Wombat freaked out about the name?
Yes.
Yep.
Because the original show is 5 Tuban no Hana.
And he's like, "Fucking, why did they call it that?" Or
yeah.
Like, I'll have to ask him again. It's been a while since I've.
Because the Nendoroids look really nice. I've never seen the show, so I don't want to get for things that I haven't seen.
Man, I own fucking at least one Nendoroid of a show I've never seen. But to be fair, that's the Sega Saturn Nendoroid. So like, I haven't seen the show, but I own the console. So I guess that counts.
Well, to be fair, I have Passion Lip from Fate. I know very little about the Fate franchise.
Yeah, I'm no stranger to buying figures of anime I've never seen. I've got a fucking like $200 Cinderella Girls figure.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna get to that one day.
In the chat, Funimation apparently doesn't want your money.
They don't want my money. They say, "Listen, Time Enforcer Anubis, fuck you. We don't even want your money, even though typing out a fucking statement on Twitter would result in Time Enforcer Anubis going out that day, that night, that morning, and buying fucking at least Contact Collection. There's a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of other stuff I buy that I'm just not gonna. It would take me too long to look it up right now, but there's a fuck lot. Let me take a look at Funimation's library, see what they got streaming that I would purchase. I know it's Contact Collection.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Shows.
Love Live Sunshine.
Love Live Sunshine, but it's like I haven't seen it, so I don't like that's not the kind of show I'm gonna just buy sight unseen. Oh wow. You can put like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 20 shows on a page and then go to the next page. Like we haven't invented infinite scrolling yet on the Funimation website.
Let's see here. Yeah, Keijo.
Oh,
That's one that I actually kind of did want too.
and you thought there's never a girl online? Please believe I'm buying that.
Mhm.
You mean Gatis?
All right, let's continue with the chart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tomazaki is really the only show I'm really, really, really looking forward to.
All right,
I know there's a
no.
few other stuff that's coming out that's gonna be like that. Of course, is gonna be good. Like you've got Cells at Work Block. Those are coming out.
Yeah, both those. You got Euro, a new season of Eurocamp, and a new season of Non Biori.
Yeah. I honestly still need to watch the second one. I never did yet.
What? Yeah.
Obviously the one I want to see, if just because I want to see the shitstorm, is
right.
Kaifuku Jutsushi no Yari Naoshi.
Yeah.
Redo of
a healer.
Yeah, that's the other one that I might check out.
I'm not gonna check that one out, but I will like I'll just sit back and watch the Havoc.
Here's the thing. Pay very close attention to the like.
Oh, we know who licensed it.
Yeah, Sentai Filmworks.
Right.
Sentai Filmworks came in and licensed because they know it's gonna sell, and they're not Funimation, so they don't have fucking hangups. But pay close attention to like the subcultural communication channels throughout the winter season of 2021, because we are about to find out exactly who is completely unable to handle themselves when something they don't like exists.
Oh, right.
I mean, we already have high level ANN staff saying they're gonna try and they're gonna social pressure, they're gonna judge, in their words, the company that picks up a redo of a healer.
They're gonna judge. They're gonna judge, man. It's like okay, Judy, sit the fuck down.
So pick.
Yeah, which is funny because most of what I buy is from Sentai these days.
Hey, I just dropped $100 on Sentai Filmworks releases. Funimation, if you would like me to do the same, I'm completely prepared to do that. But you gotta do better.
The whole bunch of idol shows this season. We got one called Geki Idol. I'm gonna try that one out. We have one called Idly Pride. I'll check that one out. Mostly because I think that's the character design I like, QP Flapper. So I'll try that one out. And then there's one just called Dolls.
Is this an Apple product? I Cabbage Patch.
Also, I want to, and then I'm also gonna check out, just because the name and it's so like I don't know what it's about. I want to check it out anyway because it's so mysterious. It's not telling. There's so like, there's no description. Wonder Egg Priority. Even the trailer for it is like, I don't know what the show's about. I like your character designs. I don't know what it's about. I want to see what it is.
I mean, I'll be real. Anime is such a visual medium that just liking a character design is really enough to actually pull me in half the time.
Yeah.
True. But it's like, well, actually, it is about an egg. It is about an egg. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna read the description, by the way. This is a story of Ai, an introverted girl whose fate is forever changed when she acquires a mysterious Wonder Egg from a deserted arcade. That night, her dreams blend into reality as the other girls attain their own Wonder Eggs. I discover new friends and the magic within herself.
So it's kind of a magical girl show. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, Yeah, but that they don't have like we're turning into like this to this form type of magical girl show. Seems more like, I don't want to say supernatural, but maybe just fantasy, but not like fantasy like isekai or
Right.
that
Right. And that's another. I hate calling it a trend, but isekai is really in right now, in general.
Still waiting for vending machine isekai.
It is very in.
I mean, I can already hear people complaining about it now from here. It's like, yeah, there's enough of it, and it's like, yeah, but like every once in a while you get those anyway. You get those.
Well, guess what?
Motherfuckers pretending like there was there have never been trends in anime. Like we didn't have 87 trillion also ran super robot anime throughout the 70s.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Yeah, so many robot shows.
Like we didn't have 87 million also ran real robot shows throughout the 80s.
Right. Or even like in the 90s, there was a big trend towards, mostly as OVAs, towards anime based on fighting games.
Yep.
All right. That's just the way the industry works. It's always there's a thing, it becomes popular, and then they make a lot of it.
Like there was, like I talk about all the time, how there were 87 million also ran romance comedy shows throughout the mid 2000s.
That just happens to be your flavor of
it, and I like most of them. At least most of them I've seen.
That's like, you could argue they're generic, but that just happens to be your flavor of it.
During the
Party,
boom.
Boys B, what else?
Oh God, Boys B.
Yeah, man.
I remember that one. And believe it or not, the reason I remember that one is because, and I was 100% correct by the name of it alone. I was thinking, well, this is going to be one of those, this happened over my summer kind of deal. And pretty much, yeah, I mean, that was a pretty common way to look at it.
Sorry
about
what was I
that.
gonna say?
Sorry, I'm having some.
The only isekai I'm looking forward to, it's not in this season, but they did announce another season of Do You Love Your Mom and her 2-hit multi-attack.
I still need to finish the first season of that.
I can't hear the name of that without thinking it's going to turn into hentai.
It does have that pseudo incest-y feel where the mom is very clingy and.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, okay, this is not at all. This totally won't be a Dojin fodder. I mean,
I just like it's so fun. It's such a stupid show, but it's that enjoyable. It's not a show where it's like, no, see, it's a show that I don't have any pretensions about. It's like, yeah, it's a really stupid, it's a stupid premise, but I enjoy it for that sort of absurdity aspect of like, it's Isekai, but this time it's with his mom. And his mom
well, that's the thing
really
about
clingy.
That's the thing about Isekai is like, you can do Isekai plus a gimmick, and that's your show.
Yeah.
She only picked
remember the one that was made about you?
I don't know.
I'm waiting for it to click.
I don't think it's gonna click. I'm confused.
There's that. There was the one that talked about a business anime guy or whatever. Ah, fuck! I can't remember the name of it. It's pissing me off. And we just kind of jokingly said, "Hey, it's Anubis the show."
Damn. I'm gonna be pissed for the rest of the day because I can't remember.
I can't. Neither can I. That's.
Burgermeister in the IRC brings up an interesting point, though. There is a show airing right now called Vlad Love. What's notable is that it only has one sponsor and it doesn't use the production committee system. Mamoru Oshii is directing it.
Interesting. So that means it's weird?
So it's gonna have lots of shots of the Basset Hounds and random references to Christianity.
Well, no, apparently it's like a fucking comedy show.
I know,
Yeah,
I know the image, but I'm just saying.
Vlad Love.
Like when I looked at it, I'm like, this is an Oshii show? What's going on?
See, and here I was hoping it was going to be a Putin worship show. It's Vlad Love, and they've turned Vladimir Putin into, like, I don't know, a kawaii KGB leader.
But yeah, this coming from the Wikipedia. The series is funded by a single investor, Ichigo Animation, subsidiary of Ichigo Inc.
Interesting.
Okay, yeah, so they're trying to create a new type of production system.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how this
that gives Oshii, well, it gives directors like them more freedom.
Right. Okay.
And I mean, here's the thing, and here's what people miss when they talk about the production committee system. The operative part is just getting the money. The money can really come from anywhere. If someone has an anime they want made and has the money to have it made, then that's what happens. That's what happens with Netflix. Now Netflix also has to be ready to put up 2 or 3 times the normal budget to get studios on board. But that if you have the money, then yeah, you can have the money. The issue is the distribution of risk, and that's where the production committee really shines as a business model. Is that okay?
Well, sure, because if it goes down, not everybody only loses some, and it's not like somebody went completely broke or.
Yeah. So like, depending on how much this costs, if this doesn't create a return, then Ichigo Animation could be out a significant sum of money. But that depends on how much this costs to make, and it also depends on how this production is going to make money. So yeah, going into 2021 is going to be an interesting thing to watch.
I think so. Yeah, so this year has been, again, kind of slow, or last year rather. Yeah, still haven't mentally adjusted yet. It's been it was pretty slow. I mean, not just because of that, but I don't know. It just felt, the whole year felt kind of sluggish to me in general. And again, I don't know why that is. It just did.
Well,
sorry.
The whole year felt like it. Well, most of the year felt like it was kind of. It felt like.
Almost felt like I was in a coma or something.
Well, it felt like the year was like bearing down on basically
just,
everything.
Like, yeah, grating on your nerves.
Yeah.
Somehow. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, this year could end any fucking time.
It's on some level, yeah, it's the year. On another level, to me, it's kind of stuff. There's some stuff that happened this year that was kind of beyond the pale.
Personally, for me, 2017 to 2018 was worse, but personally for me, and I'm not going to say why.
I feel that, but
there's personal reasons, but
there's a lot of I mean, we're not going to get into some of the reasons and some of the bullshit that was going on, simply for the fact that not only do we not have enough time, but it's just not really the place for it.
I will get into one particular part of bullshit that went on, because this is relating to the subculture, and this is something that fucking needs to stop. You understand, I was ridiculously upset. I can't describe how upset I was when I saw this going on. So there was an anime convention that did happen. There were a few anime conventions that did happen throughout this year, but
and a bunch of people harassed them for it.
Let me get into it. There was one that happened at I think the first weekend of December, called Anime Dallas.
Okay, yeah.
And so like they were following the guidelines and whatnot, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
And so naturally, yeah, some people showed up to the convention because it had been 9 months since the last convention, like, anywhere. And again, this year was overbearing, so of course people are going to want to say, okay, let me have some fun for a weekend.
Oh no, can't do that.
So while I was doing some research for a couple articles, I dropped one article on Iyashike and another on Otaku Entrepreneur, both talking about the effects that lockdowns have had and will have on the convention scene, and sort of one on Iyashike talking about the subcultural effects, and on Otaku Entrepreneur talking about the business effects of that. Evidently, one of the responses to, because there were demands for this convention to cancel, which I will reiterate what I said when VZ, you, me, and the Panda did an episode on the pandemic effects earlier in 2020. If you're concerned, stay home. If you're sick, stay home. And that's really all that needs to happen. But what I had found is that there were a few people who were compiling a list of cosplayers and vendors that had showed up at Anime Dallas and posting that on social media. That's unacceptable.
That reminds me, I saw people going to see the Heaven's Feel movie. There was something similar going on where people were being harassed online about that.
That's fucking unacceptable.
Like oh, fucking spreading disease. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, are you fucking yanking me? It's like, why don't you mind your own fucking business?
And like, these are the people, like, you're not gonna encounter. These are people on Twitter.com. You're not gonna encounter these people in real life.
No, because most of them do not have anywhere near the cojones to actually go up to you and bitch to your face.
Well, it's that, and no, you don't fucking know where these people you're talking about are. You don't fucking.
It's like, well, yeah, I mean,
especially if conventions aren't happening, and especially if these people aren't the people going to conventions, you're damn well not gonna encounter these people in real life. So no, that it's unacceptable. Turning the subculture into a witch hunt over, like, over what? You're afraid of exactly what? Like, I get the people are concerned, but please be fucking reasonable. We can't do this rhetoric of how we're all in this together if we're not
constantly trying to micromanage other people's lives.
Trying to we can't do this we're in this together shit, but also
do what I tell you.
Do as I say, and do as I say, and I'm definitely not gonna have any level of understanding for your own mental health and what 9 months of being not 9 months of this pandemic stuff is gonna do to you mentally, and maybe you might want to try and have some fun for a weekend. I'm definitely not gonna understand that, even though I'm also the kind of person that's lamenting about how I wish conventions.
I'm gonna keep silent on this issue.
I mean, if you have a dissenting opinion, VZ, go ahead, be my guest.
I don't want to get too much. I just feel like, you know what? Only the necessary people should be out, and the people only go out for necessary reasons until it is safe.
I don't think
that's me.
I don't think I'm particularly more intelligent than anyone else, and I don't think I have any special insight into what people should and shouldn't be doing with their time. And I understand that assessment of risk is something that we do every single day with every single thing we do. And I realize that some people didn't realize that until this year, but assessing risk is something that is necessary to be able to do. And that's number one. Number two, you're not allowed to assess other people's risks for them.
I'm not. I'm just saying. For me, I'm fine. You know. But again, that's me.
Absolutely.
I'm not going.
Absolutely. And that's really the thing. That's me. That like right, if everyone had a that's me attitude, we wouldn't be in this problem. But because people think they're more intelligent than other people because they're choosing not to engage socially, and because people think that controlling other people through social pressure is going to help them, that's a lot of what made 2020 a bad year, in my opinion.
Anyway, moving along.
Dun, 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 dun,
yeah,
dun.
thank you. Anything else?
I mean, I would say hopefully this year's going to be better, but I think almost anything would be better than last year.
I mean 2021 is only going to be better than 2020 if we make 2021 better than 2020. That's really,
I was referring to anime.
As far as anime goes, listen.
This season's going to be great.
Bottom tier character Tomazaki. Please believe I've been looking forward to the anime of that since I heard that there was going to be an anime of that. I've been reading the light novel. It's so good. So I really can't wait for the anime. It's going to be great.
Well, there you have it. As for me, I mean, there's a couple of things I'm interested in. Obviously, the Hathaway Flash movies. I'll be interested in those, just on principle. I mean, it's kind of hard to what the hell? Oh, sorry about that. Anyhow,
it's weird. Like I had just caught up on like early UC, and now they're just adding more shit onto it. Like they added narrative. Now they're doing Hathaway's Flash. It's like, wait, hang on. I just got done catching up. Wait for me. I still need to watch F91 and Victory. Wait for me.
Yes, you do. That's your New Year's resolution, Anubis. Watch F91 and say, "Oh my God, this is what VZ's been talking about. Where have you been all my life?"
I mean, I already know I'm gonna watch F91 at some point because I have to see the.
I know you're
on
I'm
in
saying
action.
you're.
I can't go through life. Understand, I can't go through life after seeing the Denonzon design. I can't go through life without seeing that thing in action.
And then you're gonna be mad that there wasn't more made, but at the same time, you're gonna not be one of those people that like it should have been the TV series.
Listen, I'm already mad that they haven't animated Sentinel yet. So I'm already mad.
The Crossbone thing is definite because
Crossbone's gonna happen. We know
they
Crossbone's
had to do
gonna
Hathaway's
happen.
Flash first, then Crossbone,
then Sentinel.
because that's but Sentinel is before.
So they did Origin, which is before literally everything.
Yeah, Sentinel is in between Zeta and Double Zeta, I believe.
I think so.
Yeah. No one's surprised. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if they announced, and this is something that would have to be CG. There's no way to do 2D mecha with this one. Yeah. Anyone know about Advances Zeta?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that has to be because the designs for that are so. There's not a single curve on those mobile suit designs.
I joke about the thing I want after Sentinel being Char's deleted affair, but if I was to be real about that, it would be Advance of Zeta. Like, make Gundam Sentinel, we're good on that. Then we do Advance of Zeta.
Yeah, I mean, pardon, I'm actually having some problems over here.
But also, we know that they're doing. Like, I don't know when, but we do know they're working on more Code Geass.
Yeah, I actually heard about that, but I mean, I heard that and then it went radio silent. Just
and a new Ghetto Robo.
new
Ghetto Robo.
Ghetto Robo. Yeah.
And it's not. See, when they announced that, like, I didn't want it to be that de-evolution or devolution. I think it's probably devolution because of Devilman. I was like, oh, please don't be that, because that's kind of not very. I didn't like the design for that. No, they're doing something much better. It's from the late Ken Ishikawa, which is was Gona Guy's side man. It was the last manga he did, which was Ghetto Robo. It's written arc, but it's pronounced ah for some reason. So Ghetto Robo ah. That was the last manga he did before he died.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't even like finished, but it looks so good.
Right.
So, and they have a trailer and all that, and so.
Anubis. Shin Ghetto Robo versus Neo Ghetto Robo.
That's just gang warfare.
Yeah, East Side Javelins. And they'll be there. That'll be their avatar.
There is one. I'm looking further on into 2021, and there is one that I'm also looking forward to, also based on a light novel that I've started reading. This is was the spring 2021, summer 2021. This is Genjitsu Shugi Yusha no Okuku Sai Kenki. How a realist hero rebuilt the kingdom. And so this is the one where the guy gets summoned to the isekai world, and they're expecting him to be like the swordsman who's going to defeat the demon lord, but he actually like solves their refugee problem and like rebalances their economy.
See, I thought you were gonna say he's just a bum and doesn't want to do it, which would also be really funny. Like, wouldn't that basically be, what's his face from what's it called? Irresponsible Captain Tyler.
Thanks for reminding me. I still need to finish that show. What a great show.
It's really funny. In this kind of like holy crap, I haven't seen somebody basically get out of stuff this way in a long time.
Seriously.
Just completely like it's weird because he works so hard to not have to work. Basically. You know what I mean? He's so deliberate.
Homer Simpson. Homer Simpson, basically.
No, he's not stupid. I mean,
he's actually pretty intelligent. He's just fucking lazy.
He's. I'm trying to think.
He's intelligent and like he kind of has people skills too.
Yeah, pretty much.
He knows how to talk.
It's like he basically tries to pull a Karl Marx in the sense that I'm just not going to fucking do this. It's just I'm going to basically come up with an elaborate way of weaseling out of responsibility.
There's actually two other things further in 2021 I'm looking forward to. One is it's gonna be one in the spring. It's gonna be Moe Girls and pottery called let's make a mug too.
They're
Pottery.
Listen, fucking, we can do this. It's two paradigms. You ready for this? It's isekai plus a gimmick, and it's moe girls plus a gimmick. So take like 4 or 5 moe girls and have them do a hobby, and that's your show.
I know. That's,
I'm saying it's a great.
Are they basically just going to be like hanging out in Hobby Lobby or like getting supplies?
I assume they're going to be using pottery wheels.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Yeah, well, making with pottery and ceramics.
Yeah, but it's like it's legitimate paradigms. Like, okay, take 4 or 5 moe girls and have them do airsoft. All right, we got that's C3 Boo and Sabagay. Like, you can make you can even make multiple shows on the same hobby. You just have to make the shows different.
Yeah, there's gonna be another moe fishing show called Slow Loop.
There you go.
We're waiting for the golf episode.
Wait for
the golf show.
Where the fuck is my moe golf anime?
I'm telling you,
I'm getting mad now. Like,
well, there's got to be a character, Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods.
And then there's also going to be
I got it. No,
another.
I'm telling. All right, listen, fucking JC Staff or A1 Pictures, Aniplex, whoever the fuck, send the check to She's Lost Control Media. Ready for this? It's moe golf, but they all have the souls of famous golfers. So one of them's Tiger Woods. One of them's like Jack Nicholson.
That's funny.
Arnold Palmer.
There's gonna be a moe, another idol thing. But this time it's gonna be from Doga Kobo called Selection Project. And I'm just gonna look, and I'm gonna look forward to that because that's Doga Kobo. So that one's gotta be.
Yeah, I might watch a Doga Kobo idol show. Like, I'm not normally into idol anime, but I might watch one from Doga Kobo. Oh, here's another one I just found that I'm looking forward to. Yes, it's another one based off a light novel I'm reading. This is I've been killing slimes for 300 years and maxed out my level.
Oh, we got the chat.
I just realized I fucked that up. I said Nicholson. I meant to say Nicholas.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. I just.
Drawing girl in the chat says, "Cute girls doing hard drugs are even better. Cute girls are drugs. Moe anthropomorphized drugs."
Yeah, let's do it.
I want Moe.
Yes. There's going to be anthropomorphized designer drugs.
I want Moe anthropomorphized mental disorders.
Isn't that basically parts of Evangelion?
or actually, that's
not
more
actually wrong.
Sayonara Zetsubo Sensei.
I wasn't trying to be funny. I was actually being serious.
Sayonara Zetsubo Sensei is actually a lot closer, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
Oh, Zombieland Saga is getting a sequel in April.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 2021's actually looking pretty good so far.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of promise, and again, a lot of the things that got held back will probably see fruition this year.
Nagatoro-san's getting an anime in 2021.
The vote's still out on basically if cons will be back. I mean, even if they are, it won't be till the back half of the year.
There's definitely going to be some cons that are back in 2021. Well, I guarantee you there will be more cons going on.
Depends on what state you're in.
There will be more cons going on in 2021 than there would have been in 2020. But here's another.
They won't be in California and New York, though.
That's a fact. You're not going to. There are a lot of cons that canceled 2020, canceled 2021, and won't have a 2022. So be prepared for that as well.
Yeah, and let's just to kind of address the elephant in the room. Some of these cons are gone.
Yeah,
I mean they're not coming back. This completely killed them off.
Some of them, and we don't quite know which ones yet.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is one of those things where, like, the dust is still in the air and we haven't surveyed the damage yet.
So, like, put it this way, Anime Boston has dates, but they haven't opened panel submissions yet.
Yeah, so...
And they usually do that by, like, September.
And you would think that there would be some, like, guests and stuff that would have been slated for appearance, that sort of thing, but again, there's a lot of let's see here. There's a lot of factors here.
So to explain something real quick, the reason that a lot of cons aren't outright canceling at this point is because they have a contract with their venue, and they can't.
They probably
just
don't
say
want to lose that.
Yeah,
too.
Well, they can't just say that they canceled, because that would be backing out on their contract, and there would probably be some financial repercussions to that. Mm-hmm. But if it gets close to the actual date and it turns out that the convention would be extremely unsafe or illegal to hold, then the venue has no recourse. The venue can't blame the con for, say, a government mandate saying that we can't hold gatherings above a certain size.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you can be like, I don't know, going to Anime NYC and then all of a sudden, like, hey, Andrew Cuomo basically said no.
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, like, what are you gonna try to charge me for that?
Yeah, exactly. They have no. There's no way the venue can blame the con for that, and the convention can get away. They can cancel without having financial repercussions exacted upon them for that, which you could argue is unfair, but that's the reality of how these
this gets into the ins and outs of legalese and all that kind of stuff. So, and again, well beyond the scope of our podcast.
Yeah, but this is something that people were talking about back when the pandemic was really hitting, and like you see all these conventions cancel like at the last minute, quote unquote. This is why that was happening, and this is why you're probably going to see it continue happening into 2021.
And there you have it.
But yeah, so 2020 was bad. 2020 was a shit show. Let's make 2021 better. Let's please do what's necessary to make 2021 better. We are way over time, so that is indeed the show. The email address is ntrradio@gmail.com. The website is ntrradio.net. Check out VZ stuff at VZMK2 more and mechagotai.wordpress.com. Check out The Big Book of Idols. That's thebigbookofIdols.com. My stuff is at yashk.moe, otakuentrepreneur.com. And I said I had a big announcement at the top of the show. I am also coming out with a book.
Woot, woot. Nice. I knew about that.
So the book is called Otaku Entrepreneur: How to Shape Subculture Through Business. I'm talking about, like, it's basically 5 case studies of how Western otaku have built businesses that have formed cornerstones in the Western anime subculture.
Can I make a guess here?
Go for it.
Is one of them weapons grade waifus?
No. Okay. I'm talking like bigger.
Oh, okay.
Like stuff that's become part of the infrastructure. I'm talking. I go over the history of Crunchyroll. I talk about the history of Faku, J-List, Culture Japan, Danny Chu's company, and Right Stuff. They're all very interesting stories.
Did you do I mean, when you were doing these case studies, did you get like any interviews, or did you just kind of have to sort of do like archaeology with like the internet and stuff like that?
It was a lot of archaeology. I am going to see if I can get some interviews though.
Okay, if you talk to Danny Chu, please ask him what the hell he was thinking when he designed his website. Like,
here's the thing. You know how Danny Chu made a lot of his money, like before like before
But didn't
Culture
he work for
Japan got
Amazon?
big. Well, he worked for Amazon, he worked for Microsoft, he worked for like Japan Airlines and all that. But
didn't he do design?
he did web
For, like,
design.
web?
He did web. That's what he did to make.
So
Like
it's
what he started
what
in
the
his
fuck?
entrepreneurial thing, he did web design, and I mean, I guess people liked his websites because hey, he had to hire people from overseas to like fill in for all the work that was coming in. So yeah, I guess people liked his websites, and I mean, I can't even hate on it too much because like the
Oh no.
the framework that runs like the Good Smile Company site, he built that. That's a proprietary framework that he made. So like it.
I'm just razzing it.
Yeah.
I'm not being that serious.
But yeah.
Although I will admit, a couple of years ago when I went to his site, I could not find shit.
It was difficult to navigate back in the day.
Again, it's one of those like, I like your content, but I'm not really digging the infrastructure so much. You know, and again, sometimes websites are like that. You like the content,
Yeah.
but like it's like, and I'm not necessarily talking about him anymore at that point. I'm saying there used to be sites I used to like the content, but then you'd be like, you really need to get some people to kind of work on the unseen part of your site here. Then there's questionable stuff here.
So Otaku Entrepreneur is going to be my book. I'm planning on putting it out sometime in the first few months of 2021.
Buy his book.
It's mostly feature complete. I'm seeing about getting some interviews in there. But Otaku Entrepreneur, the book. Keep an eye out 2021.
It's gonna be hilarious if A&N reviews it.
Yeah,
Unless
unless he sends them a copy, I doubt they would willingly buy it.
They can go buy a copy in the store, or at Amazon. It's not fucking. Probably not going to be in stores. Probably going to be on Amazon and of course my own website.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so
we should mention that NTR Radio is brought to you by Motherfucking Ranch.
Motherfucking Ranch.
I'm sorry, we don't have the drop in yet, so
No.
I have to improvise here.
So I also sell half-naked anime girl figures at shinakiba.moe.
Those figures have been selling.
Those they've been selling like fucking hotcakes. I don't know what's going on in 2020, but like here's the thing: like there was a whole lot bad in 2020, absolutely. But from a business standpoint, I actually did pretty well.
So
Like, just off
are
the
you
anime figures?
Are you still rocking Toilet Chan?
Toilet Chan is still on the shelf, 100%. Never
Is
left.
it selling at all, or
No, I never had Toilet Chan. But what we were gonna do was we were gonna run the contest, and I was gonna buy a Toilet Chan from my distributor.
okay, yeah, okay. I was kind of confused on that. I was never 100% sure what became of that.
Yeah,
All right.
Toy Chan the anime.
Toilet Chan the animated series coming 2021.
Every
Let's make it
episode
happen.
is just she has to run to the bathroom.
Maybe that should be our Kickstarter anime.
yeah, and like, you know how when people have these like kind of passion projects, sometimes they'll like send thank you gifts to like the people who contributed.
We send everyone one of those urinal cakes.
Okay, that's a little more highbrow than what I was going to
Oh,
suggest.
that was more highbrow. The urinal cake was more highbrow. Okay, this is gonna be good.
Yeah, I was going to say we would send them one square of toilet paper, and like and some like thing bitching about hoarders.
We would have to put each square of toilet paper in like one of those little baggies to make sure it doesn't deteriorate in the mail.
Or basically get damaged.
The weight of the baggie would be more than the weight of the actual product. We'd be
Like, yeah, and then you'd have people like writing in that'd be like, what? It's like, did you just like wipe your nose or your ass or something and throw this in here?
But yeah,
Anyway.
so Shiniki Anime Goods, that's where I sell my figures. Go buy one, go buy one soon, because I'm almost really out of figures.
So, yeah.
I am on Twitter at TAnubis. VZ is on Twitter at VZMK2. The show is on Twitter at NTR_radio.
You can fund my passion project, Ghetto Robo.
Ghetto Robo and Toilet Chan the animated series. There we go.
I'll see if I can get Samuel L. Jackson interested.
There we go.
He's been in anime.
He likes anime, hentai too.
Let's see. You know who would? And no, I'm not gonna get into it. Never mind.
I'm Tom Forster Anubis.
I'm K-Gods.
And I'm VZ Mark II.
And even though 2020 ends every time we say it, so we should say it more often. This is NTR Radio.